Have you ever woken up one day, looked over at the person you married, and felt something you could not quite explain? Maybe a little bit of distance where there used to be warmth. Maybe a pinch of frustration where there used to be patience. If you have ever felt that, you are not alone, and it is not as mysterious as it might seem. In fact, the reason is a lot more practical than you might think. When men start to dislike or feel distant from their wives as they grow older, it is not always about some huge betrayal or dramatic falling out. More often than not, it is something much quieter. Something that builds up little by little, day after day. It is about changes. Changes in routine, changes in health, changes in dreams, and changes in how two people see the world after sharing so many years together. You see, when you are young, everything feels fresh. You are busy building a life together, raising kids, chasing careers, setting up a home. There is a constant stream of things pulling you forward. You are teammates on a mission, and that kind of partnership builds deep love, no doubt about it. But it also builds a rhythm, a habit. And when those big projects fade away, like when the kids move out or retirement comes around, suddenly the rhythm changes, and that change can be jarring. Men often find that they do not recognize the woman sitting across the table from them anymore, and women feel the same way too. But today we are talking from the man's side of things. Maybe she has become more controlling. Maybe she nags more. Maybe she seems unhappy all the time. Or maybe it is not her at all. Maybe it is you. Maybe you are the one who is restless, feeling trapped, looking for something you cannot even name. What makes it even trickier is that these feelings usually creep in so slowly that you barely notice them at first. One day you shrug off a comment she makes. Another day you find yourself getting irritated when she asks you to help with something. Next thing you know, you are spending more time out in the garage or on the golf course, or just sitting in your chair staring at the television, not really wanting to talk. And here is the really practical part. As we age, our needs change, our energy changes, our patience changes, our bodies hurt more, our minds get tired more easily. And when two people are changing at the same time, but not always in the same ways, it creates friction. Small misunderstandings start feeling like big betrayals. Little annoyances start feeling like huge insults. It is like two gears that used to fit together perfectly, but have worn down just enough that they start grinding against each other. Another big part of it is expectations. When you have been with someone for 30, 40, even 50 years, you expect them to know you inside and out. You expect them to anticipate your needs, to read your moods, to understand you without you having to explain. But the truth is, none of us are mind readers. And sometimes the longer we are together, the less we actually communicate. We assume, we guess, we fill in the blanks, and we get it wrong more often than we care to admit. There is also something else, something we do not talk about enough. Loss. Loss of youth. Loss of dreams. Loss of the life you thought you would have. Not necessarily because something went wrong, but simply because time moved on. And sometimes, when we look at our spouse, we see a mirror reflecting all the things we feel we have lost. It is not really about them. It is about us. About our own sadness, our own regrets, our own unmet needs. You might find yourself resenting her for being critical. But maybe she is critical because she feels invisible. You might think she is nagging because she enjoys picking at you. But maybe she is scared. Scared of being irrelevant. Scared of being alone. Scared of losing you to time, to illness, to indifference. Fear can wear a lot of different masks. Now, none of this means that love disappears. It does not mean you married the wrong person. It just means you are human. And marriage is not a straight line. It is a winding road full of bumps and detours and unexpected scenery. Some men, feeling this growing dissatisfaction, start to retreat. They become quiet, withdrawn. Some get angry. Some get sarcastic. Some bury themselves in hobbies or work or television. And some even start to imagine that they would be happier alone or with someone new. But the truth is, the problem would probably follow them wherever they went. Because it is not just about who you are with, it is about where you are in your own life journey. One very practical reason why men start to feel disconnected from their wives is because they stop sharing new experiences. When we are younger, we are always doing new things together. Trips, projects, adventures, even simple things like painting a room or planting a garden. Those shared experiences create bonds. They create memories. They keep the relationship alive. But as we get older, it is easy to fall into routines. Same chair, same dinner, same television shows, day after day, week after week. And when you are not creating new memories, old resentments have more room to grow. Without new positive experiences, all that is left are the old patterns. And not all of those patterns are good. Another practical reason is health. Physical health plays a huge role in emotional well-being. Pain, fatigue, medications, all of these things can sap patience and energy. If you or your spouse are dealing with chronic pain, sleep issues, or other health challenges, it can make even small interactions feel overwhelming. It is hard to be your best self when you are hurting. Communication is another piece of the puzzle. It is so tempting to assume that your spouse knows how you feel, that they should just get it. But most of the time, they do not. And over time, assumptions pile up. Misunderstandings pile up. Hurt feelings pile up. Until it feels easier to stay silent than to try to sort it all out. But here is the good news. Just because these feelings are common does not mean they are permanent. The same way that distance can creep in slowly, closeness can return slowly too. It starts with small steps, small conversations, small kindnesses. Choosing to listen instead of defend. Choosing to understand instead of criticize. Sometimes it helps to remember why you chose this person in the first place. What made you laugh together? What made you feel seen? What made you feel safe? Those things might still be there, buried under years of habits and hurts. Sometimes you just have to do a little digging. It also helps to stay curious, to ask questions. What are her dreams now? What are her fears? What does she need? And to share your own answers, too. It can feel scary to open up, especially after years of silence. But it is never too late. One couple I know started doing something very simple. Every Friday night, they would sit down together, just the two of them, and share one good thing and one hard thing from the week. No judgment, no fixing, just listening. It was awkward at first, but over time it became something they looked forward to. It gave them a chance to reconnect, little by little. Another man I spoke to decided to start walking with his wife every morning, just 15 minutes around the block. At first they barely spoke, just walked in silence. But after a few weeks, the conversations started to flow. Memories, dreams, even jokes. The simple act of moving forward together, step by step, made all the difference. It is also important to take care of yourself. When you feel better physically and emotionally, you are more patient, more present, more loving. Get enough sleep. Eat good food. Move your body. Spend time with friends. Do things that make you feel alive, not because you are abandoning your spouse, but because you are filling your own cup so you have more to give. And sometimes it is about accepting what is. People change. You have changed. She has changed. That is not a failure. That is life. The key is to find new ways to love each other in this new season, new ways to appreciate each other, new ways to laugh together, new ways to build a life that feels good to both of you. If you are feeling distant from your wife, or frustrated, or even angry, take a deep breath. You are not broken. Your marriage is not broken. You are simply at a crossroads, and you have a choice. You can let the distance grow, or you can choose to reach across it, even if it is just a tiny step at a time. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me. Do not forget to drop your location in the comments, and make sure you subscribe if you want more conversations like this. Wherever you are on your journey, remember, it is never too late to choose love, even when it feels hard. Especially when it feels hard. I will see you in the next one.